Hello, my fellow freaks. It's Exequie. So, first things first, I know that I've been gone for a very long time, and not just from YouTube, but from social media in general. And I really care about all of you, and you guys are my friends, and even I could even say you guys are my family, and I just don't think it's fair for me to have left without a word and then come back without an explanation. So this video is pretty much going to be, I guess you can say, kind of like an update, because I'm pretty sure I was gone for like 4 months from social media, and I never have done that before. Yes, I've taken breaks, but never that long of a break, and so I feel like whenever I do take long breaks like that, that you guys deserve an explanation as to why. Now, some issues that I have been going through that I'm not going to talk about in this video are more like financial issues and like just some personal problems of mine. But what I want to talk about in this video is something that I believe I have briefly talked about in another video, and that is mental illness. I know a lot of people within, my community of, friends on social media that also struggle with mental illness, some of which are the same things that I struggle with. And so I also just want all of you that are struggling with that to know that I'm there for you, because I know what it feels like. So if anyone ever wants to talk to me, all my social medias will be below. And yeah, so I just wanted to get that out of the way and make sure that, I mentioned that if anyone wants to talk to me on a personal level or just in general, then that'll be down there. So, yeah, so mental illness. I myself struggle with 3 things: depression, anxiety, and suicidal thoughts. And I know it's rough, and I hope I don't get kicked off of YouTube for talking about suicidal thoughts, because you know how YouTube's been lately with, I'm not going to say copywriting people all the time, but like kicking their videos off of YouTube because they don't like what topics they're talking about. It's censorship. There it is. That's the word, censorship. A lot of people I know have been the victim of that, and I'm just not in the mood because I've been going through hell lately. So yeah, I guess I'll just start from the top. And yeah, so anxiety, suicidal thoughts, and depression. So this might be a little bit hard to explain, but the way that my mental illness works, and I believe a lot of other people's mental illness works as well, is there are triggers out there, and they get you, and that's what makes you mentally, or that's what makes your mental illness flare up, and that's when you start to see the symptoms of, whatever you have going on. But this time around, it totally caught me off guard. My mental illness, I did not see it coming, and my depression hit me like a truck, because a trigger came out of absolutely nowhere. And I really don't want to talk about what it was, because I don't really want to freak out on camera, because I'm trying to move past it and I'm trying to push through, which is why I came back online, even though I'm still going through, my mental illness struggles right now as I'm making this video. I care about you guys too much to not explain myself, and I'm not going to be just a bitch that said I went off because I felt like it. No, I have a damn good reason for going off of social media. So I just want to make sure everybody understands that. And sorry if it seems like I'm not in the best mood. I'm not, but that's one reason I'm doing this, so I can move past it. And you guys deserve an explanation. I'm taking this very seriously, because I should not have left without a word. If anything, I'm mad at myself and upset with myself. I'm not mad at anybody else out there. And I'm also upset with my brain for acting like this and making me walk away from what I'm usually comfortable with. It's just my brain did a flip and started to tell me that I'm no longer comfortable with, or I wasn't any longer comfortable with my social media environment. So I had to walk away. That's what my brain was telling me, and sadly I listened to it. But I do believe that if you feel like you're in some kind of toxic environment, even if it's only temporary, like I felt like it was temporary, you should still walk away while you're feeling that, and come back when you no longer feel like that's the case, because it's important. You know what I mean? So, um, so yeah, my depression hit me like a truck. I did not see it coming, and it made me feel absolutely awful. The only way I know how to word this is that I felt scared to go on social media. And that was hard for me because I look at myself as an almost fearless individual. I'm never scared of, you know, social media and stuff like that to be on there. But I just felt like I didn't want to be somewhere where I felt like I wasn't wanted. And at the time, I felt a lot of rejection and, you know, and, feeling unwanted by, people on social media. And I'm not calling out anybody specific, I just mean in general. I just felt like nobody wanted me there. And it's very hard to be somewhere where you don't feel wanted, even if you don't have mental illness. So you can imagine how much worse my mental illness was, but feeling like I wasn't wanted by my community of friends or anybody else that was on social media, even if I didn't consider them a friend and they still were acting like they didn't want me around. Yeah, that can fuck you up. Honestly, it can. So, on top of that, I told you there was some financial shit I've been going through, and I'm still going through that. But I'm pushing through that as well. And so I just had too many life distractions to continue to be on social media. I had to take my life seriously, and that's why I had to step away. That's the best way I can explain it. And I'm going to try not to get emotional in this video. I'm not really a crier, unless some really bad shit is going down, and that's how I feel about this. But I'm still going to try not to get emotional in that way. I'm sure you can tell, just I'm acting different than I usually have, or than I usually do. So you can probably tell that there's something up with me. But yeah, I never meant to leave without a word and make all of you feel like I didn't want you in my life, because that's how I was feeling. And I'm not blaming any of you out there. If I'm blaming anything for making me feel like shit, it's my mental illness itself. Just because I felt like I wasn't wanted and felt all these other things doesn't mean that that was what was going on. It just means that's what my diseased brain was telling me. And as frustrating as that can be, I usually I had to deal with it, I usually embrace mental illness. I'm usually like, I'm proud to be fucked in the head, or however you want to put it. Because it usually doesn't, I'm not going to say it usually doesn't bother me, because that's what I was about to say. It does bother me, but it usually doesn't bother me to the level that it did this time around. I've only had like one or two other bad experiences to this same level, and I didn't think I'd be going through it again. Like I said, it hit me like a truck. And usually when I get depressed, my anxiety usually is with that, so I started to get anxious, and I could not go on social media, because I tried. I could not go on social media without having an anxiety attack, or, getting near having an anxiety attack. And when I feel like my health is at risk, I have to walk away. Like I said before, when you feel like you're in a toxic environment, even if that feeling is just temporary, you feel like you have to walk away. You feel like you can't be there. And so it had nothing to do with anybody out there that has always supported me and has always been there for me. It had all to do with my mental illness, my problems, not yours. And not a problem that you guys threw at me. You guys are the ultimate best friends. I care about all of you. Like I said, this is a community of freaks, and I love it. Without you guys, I wouldn't have been able to fully embrace who I truly am. I became a fire eater, and you guys saw that. A fire dancer, you guys saw that. I have become a lot of what I have always wanted to be already because of you guys. Being a Hyperion has really helped me out. And I will have a video, probably after this one, coming up in the next couple weeks about my journey to Hyperionism, because way before my break, somebody told me that they'd like me to do that, and some other people agreed, so I'm going to. Some of my followers were talking about how they'd like to see that, so I'm definitely going to do it. So that's an upcoming video, maybe next, so look out for that. But, because that's very important to what I'm talking about right now. Hyperionism helps me get through mental illness, because, a big part of Hyperionism is pushing through human limits, and one human limit is sometimes having mental illness, if you do have it. That's something that humans deal with. But, I have to remember that I am beyond human, and I can push through this kind of shit, just like all of you can. I'm not just doing this video for me, I'm doing it for you. This isn't for me, it's for you. I want to be an inspiration, and like a lot of people say when they're going through mental struggles, I have to take care of myself before I can take care of anybody else. And that is what I was doing on my break. You know, I'm getting emotional now, but that's what I was doing on my break. I was taking care of me. Because I cannot take care of anybody else like I want to. I want to be able to help people, but not while I'm in such a bad state, and that's just the truth of it. I cannot help you effectively. Any of my friends watching this, or anybody new to Hyperionism, I can't help any of you if I don't help myself first, and that's just the truth of it. I wish that wasn't the case, but it is. This video is for my friends, to apologize for being gone so long, but to let you know that I had good reason, and I didn't just leave because I felt like it. And this is for anybody out there struggling with mental illness. Like I said, my social medias are below if you ever want to talk to me. And, like, this is just for anyone who needs it. I know there's some of my friends now that are struggling too with the same thing or something similar, and this is for you guys too. It's not just for my friends and anybody struggling for mental illness, it's also for a mix of the two, because I know, like I said before, a lot of my friends that might be watching this have issues too. And so I want you guys to know that I'm here for anybody that needs me, and trust me, if I ever need a break like this again, I will say something, because it wasn't fair that I just left. And even though I'm not blaming myself, I am blaming my mental illness, like I said earlier. You know what I mean? I felt like a real bitch just leaving without a word. And I'm not. My energy is very pure. I'm a very pure and good person, and I want to convey that and maintain that image, especially on social media where people look up to me and I'm an inspiration. People have told me that. And my message to all of you is to try to push through things. You might have to walk away at first, and that's fine, especially if you're struggling with a mental illness. It's fine to walk away at first. It's fine to acknowledge that something hurt you, no matter what your trigger is. It's fine to acknowledge something hurt, but you need to get back on that horse, if you will. You need to get back in it. You can't just walk away and stay away. And I found myself trying to do that, and I had to shake myself out of it. I'm not trying to say that I never would have come back. I would have. It would have taken me longer if I didn't literally dig out my true self for myself again, because I felt myself losing it when I was going through this depression and anxiety. I felt myself losing my true self, and I had to dig it back out so that I can come back. And as much work as that was, I really do feel like it was worth it, because now I'm on here talking to you guys about something that's so important. So this video obviously will be going up today on my YouTube channel, and I'll be sharing it to my social medias so that everybody will know that it's up here, because I do want everybody that can to see it, because this is important for me to come on here and just be honest. And even though there's some private stuff I didn't talk about, I'm sure you guys get the idea. I never meant to hurt any of you or make you feel like I didn't care by leaving out of nowhere, like without a word. I just felt like my true self was falling apart, and I had to step away to get it back together. Because that's not something that I wanted to lose. My true self, that's never something I want to lose. So I had to step away so I can get that together. And if I would have stayed on, I wouldn't have been the best me, and I don't feel like you guys deserve to sit there and see me falling apart. I didn't even want to see it happen, because I know that that's not really me. So I just hope that you guys can forgive me for leaving without saying anything, and continue to support me, because I really do need you guys, and I never wanted you to feel like I don't. Because that's exactly how I was feeling, that people didn't need me. That's how my diseased brain was making me feel, that people didn't need me, and I never want to pass that feeling on to someone else. And it took me a while to realize that that was possibly what I was doing. So, yeah, I felt like this shirt was appropriate for what I'm talking about. So that's why I have it on. It's new. No, but anyways, I don't really know what else I can say. just know that if you're struggling, I'm here for you, and I am sorry for leaving. And anything else that I forgot to say in this video will be, like, when I post the screenshot of this video, because I can't post links on my Instagram, I think you have to be verified for that, my Instagram link will be below, and today's post, my Instagram post today, will be a screenshot of this video, and I will make sure, you know, just to let you guys know to come here to my channel in order to watch the actual video, since I can't post the link. And yeah, so, and all my other social medias will be below. Like I said, if anyone, friend or not, wants to talk to me, everything will be below. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, everything that I have. Snapchat even. I play around with filters a lot, so if you need a laugh or cheer up, you can go there and follow me, or, you know, become friends or whatever it is on Snapchat. Because I've come back to all my social networks, not just one or two of them. I've come back to Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, everything that I've got. I've come back to it now that I'm done with my break. So I really hope that explains pretty much everything. I got emotional a couple of times, but I'm sure you guys can understand. I know you guys never see me like that, but, you know, the one thing, a long time ago, I promised myself that the one thing that I'll never do is fake smiles. And I just felt like by walking away when I felt like I was uncomfortable and in a bad place for my mental health, I just felt like walking away was keeping that promise to myself that I made years ago. After I went through another mental illness breakdown like a while back, I promised myself I would stop faking smiles, because that used to be a habit of mine. I used to walk around like I was happy all the time, and I had to realize that's not realistic, and there's nothing wrong with showing your feelings. So that's what I'm doing now. I hope you guys can all understand where I'm coming from. I love you guys with all my heart, and, you know, I promise to be better. And, you know, all this was a life transition. It might have been a hard one, but that's what it was. And, yeah, that's all I wanted to say. So, love you guys, and until next time, bye.